going right into it. And we have a lady who is going to present now that I have been following her career and always found her very, very exciting and very informative when she does her presentations. This is Mrs. Denise Williams, a financial coach. She's an award-winning financial services professional, and she has been in the industry for some 20 years. She specializes in the area of investor behavior research, corporate communications, media relations, financial planning. She currently serves on the JSE Market Research Committee and the boards of the JSE Jamaica Social Stock Exchange, the Jamaica Down Syndrome Foundation, the Professional Sales Representative Association of Jamaica, and the Small Business Association of Jamaica. She has a family of 2 wonderful boys, and she's the CEO of Financially Focused. And that has been since 2014. Financially Focused serves by researching bank fees, interest rates on loans, and other financial services to allow visitors to the website to compare banks and be aware of their financial options. Here is Mrs. Denise Williams, financial coach extraordinaire.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. I am so excited to be here. Now, wow. Thank you, David. We have been, helping each other out on different forms for many years now. And I won't say how many years because, we don't age. Now, what I want to talk about is really a topic that has come more to the fore since COVID. Now, we're in Investor Week, and so investments are critically important. But more and more of the clients who use financially focused services have found that debt is a burden that they can't lift. And it has become so to the point where Financially Focused is now the founding member of the Caribbean Credit Repair Association. And so I just want to go through, and I'm hoping my partner in crime, Niklas Rose, is also in because he's also going to be talking about some of the issues that our small businesses are facing with debt. So let's get going. All right. So, yes, just a little bit about me. I am one of a handful of approved financial counselors with the Office of the Supervisor of Insolvency. And what that means is before cases of bankruptcy get to the court, the law requires financial coaching. And I am one of those approved financial coaches that have to sign off on the debt arrangements before the court. And as David Getty said, I'm a financial success coach, CEO of Financially Focused, and now I am president of the Caribbean Credit Repair Association. So as I said, I work closely with the Office of the Supervisor of Insolvency. And again, this is the membership association for the credit repair, credit restoration, and credit resolution service industry. Okay, now I want to say that we have a limited time, and so we're actually having a fulsome webinar tonight at 6 o'clock, and I wanted to just share a little teaser about what's going to happen this evening. So some of the key takeaways that we'll be talking about this evening, and you'll get a little taste of now, is how the credit and debt laws have changed from 2011, 2015, and this year, 2020. Laws have changed that's going to impact your relationship with your creditors. And I find a lot of people are absolutely unaware of what's happening. We're also this evening going to look in depth at how the credit score follows you for life and what that means to your financial plan. Remember, the goal is to free up your cash so you can have more to invest. Do you owe more than $300,000? Again, the Office of Insolvency can give you some breathing room because they'll help you to negotiate with your creditors. We want to talk about how debt impacts the middle class and businesses, and we want to look at strategies to overcome your debt burden. So all of that juiciness is happening this evening. I will put the link in the chat for you to register for this evening. So respecting the entire webinar time, we won't cover everything now. So Niklas Rose is with us. He says he's in the chat. Awesome. He is the Chief Executive Officer of Strategic Executive Options, and he's going to really look at how debt impacts on small business and what can be done. We're also Principal Powell of the eCampus. He is also going to announce an awesome partnership that we're going to have together in order to help persons with their credit restoration. Okay, we've been talking about it from the beginning. The whole goal, have more cash for investment, bottom line, okay? So as you are educating yourself in Investor Week, you need to make sure all of your paycheck is not going to living expenses and debt. You need to have some left over for investing, because I know my friends at the stock exchange will agree with me. There is no pay increase that will beat a well-selected company, a well-selected stock when that stock moves. You will never get a pay increase. You'll never change a job and make more money in the new job as when the market moves in your favor, because you've done your research, as Sagicor said, and you've selected correctly. Okay. So, I want to share some of the testimonials from clients because, again, as I said, what's happening with debt has really pulled people, just set them spinning. So here we go. One of my clients said, and of course, I'm not giving names or photos, right? Total confidentiality. I need to clear up my bad debt credit history. I was never prepared for the credit bureaus in Jamaica. The public was never meaningfully educated, and so this hit us hard. Also, Jamaica does not have a statute of limitations. So once you have had bad credit, it stays with you for life. Let me say that we will explore each of these points in the webinar this evening. But let me say, this statement has been resonating at the Caribbean Credit Repair Association as people have come to us for help. Next one. Because my credit report was so bad, I could not get a low interest commercial loan. Okay, again, what's happening? If you're an investor, you know that interest rates can work in your favor. Yes, because it gives you options in terms of where to put your money. But if you are a debtor, if you are a borrower, the objective is very simple. Try and get the lowest interest rate you can. But again, changes in the law impacted a lot of people and they weren't aware. And so again, they weren't able to get a low interest rate commercial loan. And the final testimonial I want to share with you. Okay, I don't want to be shamed for not making good decisions in the past. I'm willing to turn a new leaf, but I need help to do so. I need to know how to recuperate from bad credit reports. So again, repeat. Credit report is the track record of how you manage your money. And in Jamaica, over 1 million persons are being tracked. How? Because you pay utilities, you have hire purchase, you have a credit card, you have a loan, you have something, okay? Again, we're going to go deeper into that this evening, but I wanted to just share with you what is happening on the ground with persons who are willing to share what's in their heart. And I just want to say shame is one of the biggest deterrents for getting help with your debt, which again, I'm going to just keep repeating, impacts your ability to invest more in the markets. Okay. So in my view, very humble view, but this is what I am seeing, that the next pandemic is consumer debt. There is a need for professionals to help consumers because a lot of people are just spinning. They don't know where to go next, okay? COVID-19 has caused economic upheaval. Yes, COVID has caused for innovation, no question, because people are not just going to roll over and die. However, the reality is the economic upheaval has not been for the best for a lot of people. And, I am of the view that certified training is the key to overcoming what's happening now. So what's happening to the consumer? Cost of living is going up. Loans are easy to access in some cases. And unfortunately, loans are being used for daily expenses. And this is sort of the genesis of where the debt trap has occurred. So let me give an example of another client. I'm going to call him Jack. So on paper, Jack is $250,000 a month. Not necessarily a bad salary, okay? But cash-wise, Jack gets $10,000. Jack just was overwhelmed. So the solution, and again, we will go through this in depth at the webinar this evening. Jack had 8 options to deal with clearing off the debt, and we took him through the 8 options. We will take you through the 8 options this evening in the webinar. But just want to say that this is not the end. This is not the end of the road for you. There is help. We want you to be an investor, not a debtor. So here are some of the panelists that you will see tonight. Some may change. We may add some, but this is really where we're going. We're going to have the Office of the Supervisor of Insolvency to give you an understanding of how that office works so that you can get relief if you owe more than $300,000. Credit Report Agency, you will have Mrs. Toyler Carter. She will talk about how the credit report works, why it follows you for life, and how you can use it as a debt forgiveness tool. We're also going to be looking at the impact of debt on the middle class and really all classes, really. So what we're really saying is the Stock Exchange and the Caribbean Credit Repair Association will partner to offer credit restoration training. So if there's an interest, please let the Stock Exchange know, because we think that getting involved, helping people to understand how to manage their credit report, how to do credit restoration so they can get this burden off of their back, is the way to support the investor community. Okay, so I want to hand over to Principal Powell. Are you there with us, Principal Powell? Been chatting.
I am here.
Yes.
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
You so eloquently, posited the need for this training, Denise. And out of problems, you see, comes opportunity. And here's an opportunity, credit restoration course that, as you have said, we're going to be partnering with our association to roll out this course, because we believe that if we can help individuals in the landscape, in the financial landscape, to restore their credit, to get back to good credit standing so they can invest, then certainly we think this is a good place to start. And so I'm happy to announce this partnership. I'm happy to announce that we're going to be offering this training module, this course, pretty soon. Target audience, we are inviting all that are affected by, if you're affected by bad debt and bad credit ratings, to come in on this course. If you are a financial counselor, and one of the things, Denise, you had mentioned is that the problem reaches not just the middle class, but right now it's getting to everyone. And I'm pretty concerned. I'm pretty concerned about those, young people who are starting universities and are, have taken student loan, offerings and are concerned about debt, to be a part of credit restoration course that we're going to be offering at the Jamaica Stock Exchange eCampus. Those who are in employee benefit administration, those who are in, bankruptcy and financial counseling and educational instructors, we want you to be a part of this training course, because we believe that, as the Bible rightfully said, the people suffer because of lack of knowledge. And if we can share and have you certified and get these professional help from leaders in the industry, the credit restoration industry, we certainly want to offer that. And so we want to invite you to come to the webinar later this evening. What time we're starting, Denise?
6 o'clock. Let me get the link. I'm going to put it in the chat.
We start at 6 p.m. But already, Denise, people are asking, where do they sign up for the course?
Well, it's going to be through the Stock Exchange's eCampus. So, Principal Powell, that's you.
That's me. You're going to be. We want you to call the eCampus. We will certainly tell you when we're ready to start the rollout of that program, the cost of the program, but we really want to sensitize the market space that this is something that we're coming with pretty soon, and we want you to all be a part of this exercise. Get yourself educated, get yourself knowledgeable about how you can restore your credit and how you can help others too, because there is also an entrepreneurial enterprise in this, that you can be a part of that thrust of helping others to restore their credit. So certainly we invite you to be a part of the webinar this evening. We're going to share more information about how you can be a part of this exciting initiative, and the course will commence soon, and we invite you to sign up, be a part of this course, and of course help others to be change makers.
Yes. And I don't want to leave Nielsen out, because Principal Powell, we're talking about the consumers, but Nielsen, I don't want to age you, Nielsen, but some of us, not me, because I was too young, some of us remember FinSac, remember a lot of credit crisis that impacted persons and businesses, and they didn't know what hit them. They didn't know where to go, where to turn. So I'm going to let you talk about that, because I'm too young to remember. So I'm leaving that to you.
Thank you very much, Denise. Good morning, everyone on the chat. It's interesting hearing you talking about these things and hearing Principal Powell talking about the course. The fact is that our financial sector has evolved so much. As you talk about aging, well, I have no problem with it, because age, comes with experience. If only the youth had that experience. And, the sector has evolved so much, and we've learned so much along the way. And as things change, their new career, their new business opportunities that grows out of these things. As I hear you talk about the matter of debt and how it burdened business, FinSac is indeed a prime example of what happened. Luckily, our economy has changed. We've had vision and foresight that now, when I hear you talk about interest rates and so on, the fact is there are opportunities that you can use to raise capital And the stock exchange knows that all too well. That we can talk about equity capital. We don't have the interest burden to carry. And so we need to be talking a lot more about that kind of opportunity. We've seen what the junior market has done for small businesses, for medium-sized companies, and how they have grown. And I'm saying equity investment is also an option. And reducing your debt rather than reducing your investment is a key way to grow yourself, to grow income, to grow your business. That's something that we really should be talking about. It's an opportunity to have that new discussion, to look at the way things are going. And if you look at all the international people, the major players, they will tell you that equity is an option, and owning means of capital is indeed a way to grow yourself, even growing yourself into wealth. So that's something that we ought to be talking about, Denise. And we ought to be raising that discourse a lot more.
Well, you know what I will say, Nielsen, is that, Principal Powell and I are really sitting down and looking at how we can grow into, offering programs and training so that, we can touch. Because one of the things, Nielsen, with a lot of people don't understand is that your personal credit, the bank is asking for your personal credit, and then they're asking for your banking credit history. And this can block, as you rightly say, equity is available, but this also blocks traditional commercial loans, which the golden goal is low interest borrowing, whether for consumers or businesses. And not having your credit restored means that you're out of the game, Nielsen. So I know when your clients come to you looking for equity partners and silent investors, sometimes they're just clueless as to what to do. So I know Principal Powell, we're working together. We're going to have some courses available to the marketplace. Nielsen, you and I have been talking about this course called 101 Ways to Fund Your Business. So we want to make it informative and fun. But tonight, 6 o'clock, Principal Powell will be back, Nielsen will be back, I will be back, and we're going to be talking about how credit restoration and what has changed. So I want to give a little hint for tonight. In 2011, the Credit Reporting Act was passed. So many people did not know. And 1 million Jamaicans were being tracked in terms of how they spend, and they didn't know. It wasn't a secret. It's not like Parliament did it behind our back. But because we don't have, or didn't, because we have it now, a Credit Restoration Association, but because we had no platform to speak about these things, it just passed the average person by. So Principal Powell, turning it over to you, closing out the presentation with you. What's your views on the matter?
Thank you again, Denise. So as we said before, we want to eliminate the number of Jack. You mentioned Jack in your presentation earlier, the fictional character. We want to.
No, he's not fictional. He's real. I just don't want to call his name.
Jack, but of course, regular everyday person who is faced with these challenges, and so we want to, arm our citizenry, everyone who is so affected with training, information. Knowledge is power, they say. And so we are rolling out this course. And tonight, you want to make use of the webinar. Tonight's webinar is free, but certainly the course that we're offering, you pay, you're going to invest in that course so you can help yourself and help others. But certainly we want to share this evening the context, the problem that exists in the market space, and what we intend to do to assist everyone to solve this problem. And so we invite you to come and to hear more about the Credit Restoration course, the Credit Restoration Act, and how association rather, and how we are going to be partnering together to ensure that we empower the industry, empower the public, empower students, empower financial counselors, just empower everyone to make sure that they are a part of this change. And of course, move out of debt and invest more. Because we're talking about investment. This is investment at the stock exchange. So we want more investment. We want more people to invest. So we want you to get out of debt as quickly as you can, as prudently as you can. And so please join us later to make sure that you are armed with that information, and then join us afterwards with the rollout of our program and our course that we're going to be partnering with.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you all for what it says there. Hi, Denise. Could you just give us a list of the ways to get out of debt? Yes, I can. Tonight at 6 o'clock, I can give you the list. And again, thank you all. These comments are just awesome. So yes, it is done before curfew. That's true. That's very true. So Nielsen, remember curfew now. Don't forget. So we're gonna be on time, and we're gonna have a good time. Thank you, Mr. David Geddes. I see you're here. That means my time is up. Oh, let me resend the link quickly. I see that request.
And well, Denise is sending that link to that very critical webinar later. Reducing your debt, not your investments. Very, very informative presentation. You can see just how many comments, questions, and discussions taking place in the chat room. Denise Williams, thanks again for that presentation. Also, Niklas Rose and Kevin Powell, who also participated. Denise, of course, is an award-winning financial services professional. She has worked in the industry for more than 20 years.